Ferrari sport cars.
But before we start, please support us by pressing like and subscribe buttons. Also turn on the bell notification to get the latest updates. Your support means a lot to us. Thank you.
Ferrari cars have become a well-known brand from the past until now. The car products produced always give satisfaction to luxury car enthusiasts. For those of you who like adrenaline with high-speed cars, then Ferrari cars can be a consideration of your choice. In terms of price, maybe this car will be fairly expensive, but of course the performance and speed produced will be comparable to the price and quality. This car has always been the choice of the world's leading people, because it symbolizes a luxurious life and an achievement in life. Here we present to you about 10 types of sports cars from Ferrari. Please refer to this video until the end. 1. Ferrari SF90 Stradale. The SF90, named in reference to its debut in the 90th anniversary year of the creation of Enzo Ferrari's ex-works Alfa Romeo racing team in 1929, is based on a monocoque chassis tub built just over the road from Ferrari's Muranello factory, by the company's wholly owned Scaglietti Coachworks subsidiary. The chassis is of an entirely new design. It uses hollow aluminium castings and consists of new lightweight aluminium alloys and a carbon fiber rear bulkhead. It's 20% stiffer in bending and 40% more torsionally rigid than any comparable tub that the company has used before, but it's no heavier. The car's powertrain consists of a redesigned and enlarged F154 family mid-mounted, twin-turbocharged 770 brake horsepower V8 engine, 3 AC synchronous electric drive motors and a 7.9 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion drive battery, along with some very sophisticated power control electronics. 2. Ferrari 812 Superfast. Excluding its limited series hypercars, Enzo, LaFerrari et al., the 812 Superfast is the most powerful production road car that Ferrari has yet made. It has 789 brake horsepower, which comes exclusively from an atmospheric 6.5-liter V12 engine. If the rumors are to be believed and the next all-new front-engined V12 Super GT car from Ferrari, due in 2020, will be turbocharged, hybridized or both, we should certainly take the opportunity to salute what is, both in prospect and in practice, a quite monumental piece of engineering. The heavily modified Tipo F140GA 6,496 cubic centimeters V12 has enough new internals that we might as well consider it an entirely different engine even to the F12's 6,262 cubic centimeters unit, although it can also trace roots back to the Ferrari Enzo's 5,998 cubic centimeters mill. 3. Ferrari Roma. What's the Ferrari Roma like to drive? Once you're off and rolling at almost any speed, the Roma makes a much better first impression than either the Portofino or its related California predecessor ever managed. Like all modern Ferraris, it has a direct steering ratio that picks up pace only just off-center, and here, as in any of the firm's models, that takes some getting used to. But when cornering quickly, the Roma rolls appreciably less than the Portofino and is quite a lot more naturally agile. It has chassis response much better matched to its quick steering, in other words, and its handling feels so much more natural, harmonious, and keen as a result. You can judge and process the influence you're having on the front wheels really intuitively and place the car with lots of confidence. The Roma also rides more gently than the Portofino, but with much better close body control. Ferrari's engineers will tell you that it actually uses the same coil suspension springs as the Portofino at the front axle and 10% softer springs at the rear. 4. Ferrari Portofino. This time, it's the Ferrari Portofino M that's the lucky recipient, the entry point to Ferrari's range, which has a front-mounted V8 but not a fixed roof like the Ferrari Roma, nor the Roma's looks. which still make autocars photographers swoon uncontrollably. The modifications here, though, are seemingly meant to make the Portofino a little more Roman. Ferrari says the car is more sporting. There's more power, more dynamism to its outward appearance, sharper shift times from a new gearbox and an extra position, race, on the driving mode selector, which also brings new chassis control software. 5. Ferrari GTC4 Lusso. Ferrari likes having a front-engined four-seater in its range. By default it has been a V12, but until the FF arrived, replacing the 612 Scaglietti, what it never had was four-wheel drive. The FF did, and the GTC4 Lusso still does now, but the Lusso also has four-wheel steering, thanks to a development of the system that appeared on the F12 TDF. An actuator on the toe link on the rear suspension can give a little positive or negative lock, to increase either agility or stability. That's the most notable mechanical thing in a raft of changes that Ferrari thinks warrant an entire name change: FF out, GTC4 Lusso in. 6. Ferrari 488 Pista. If you ticked every lightweight option on the order form for a 360 CS, you could make it 110 kilograms lighter than a 360 Medina. By the time of the 458 Speciale, the weight loss from the standard car was down to 90 kilograms. The 488 Pista offers a nothing if not predictable 90 kilogram saving, bringing it down to a claimed 1,385 kilograms with lightweight options, or 1,465 kilograms as weighed in the case of our test car, which, allowing for the full tank of petrol it was carrying and the mass of the 488 GTB we tested in 2016, 1,555 kilograms on the scales in like-for-like running order, makes Ferrari's claim entirely credible. The section of the 488's bodywork ahead of the front axle has been entirely redesigned for the Pista. It's now made up of a carbon fiber bonnet and front bumper, and inside it, the lateral radiators so important for engine cooling have been inclined rearwards rather than forwards, to the improvement of both cooling efficiency and the car's aerodynamic performance. 7. Ferrari F8 Tributo. So, what do we have? Well, compared to the 488 GTB, the F8 Tributo delivers an extra 50 brake horsepower and a 10% improvement in aerodynamic efficiency. Plus it weighs 30 kilograms less, all of which gives credence to the claim that it's faster and more agile than its predecessor. You could take up all of the space in this review just talking about the engine itself, such are the changes. Based on the twin-turbocharged 3.9-liter unit used in the 488 Pista, the F8 Tributo's V8 packs 710 brake horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 568 pounds-ft, a very modest increase of 7 pounds-ft over the 488 GTB, at 3,250 RPM. Air is now fed inside using the intake plumbing from the 488 Challenge race car, with the external intakes now housed either side of the rear spoiler for a shorter route to the redesigned plenums, available in either crackle red or carbon fiber, naturally. 8. Ferrari 488 GTB. We may have entered the fifth decade of the mid-engined V8 Ferrari, but the build-up to the 488 GTB's launch was dominated by one key technical change, a twin-turbo 3.9-liter V8, which makes for sizable gains in peak power and torque relative to the V8 of its predecessor, the 458 Italia, which had a naturally aspirated V8, like every model in this model line stretching back to the 1975 308 GTB. The 488 GTB continues with an aluminium tub made of various alloys and deployed in various thicknesses. It's a decision that costs the car little on claimed dry weight versus its all or part carbon fiber peers. The 458 Italia's dry weight was 1,380 kilograms and the 488 GTB's is 1,370 kilograms if you go for weight-saving options. A McLaren 650S betters it by only 40 kilograms. 9. Ferrari 458 Italia. Any observations about the Ferrari 458 Italia's styling are, of course, entirely subjective, but, in our office, the consensus is that it marks a return to sensational-looking Ferraris. With a flat under tray, but without any obvious aero aids, the 458 generates more downforce than the F430, 360 kilograms flat out, and yet it is also more aerodynamic. One obvious change from the styling of the car it replaces is that the intakes for the engine bay cooling have been moved from the car's rear flanks to the under tray, improving the overall efficiency and the operation of the rear diffuser. 10. Ferrari California T. This is the new and improved version of the Ferrari's folding hardtop Grand Tourer, the California T. The new model is a sizable facelift of the 6-year-old California, with an additional T on the badge referencing the most significant change to the car, the adoption of a twin-turbocharged engine. The new engine is a 3.9-liter, 3.85-liter, or 3,855 cubic centimeters if you want to be really picky, unit instead of the old 4.3, but the fitment of two twin-scroll turbos mean power is up by 70 brake horsepower to 552 brake horsepower.
Thanks for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.